to the podium.
I'd like to take this opportunity to give a special thank you to the lady who brought us home. She was tough, loving, and rolled into one. On behalf of Christy Kotnick and Jordan Manos and the senior class of 2016, thank you, Principal Johnson. We love you. I ain't gonna cry. We did it. I would like to personally thank the teachers, my friends on the stage, Morpoint, Rashad, Kayla, Anthony, Ali, I can't name all of you. Miss Manos, Miss Kotnick, Mr. Bowl. All right, that's enough. I would definitely like to thank my mom. The one that's been there for me through whenever, the good times, the bad times. I love you, Mom.
He may have said he's not going to cry, but after that, I'm not guaranteeing anything up here. It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you our current superintendent of schools, Mr. John Frombaugh, who will recognize our honored guests in attendance this evening. Superintendent Frombaugh.
Thank you. Members of the board, 2016 graduates, family members, friends, and guests. Thank you for attending this commencement this evening as we celebrate the legacy of Wilkinsburg High School and recognize these young men and women who have completed their high school education. Having only been the superintendent for about the past 3 months, I want to thank the board and the community for allowing me to have this position and to spend these few months with this community in Wilkinsburg. Since being here, I have seen the loyalty of the students to Wilkinsburg High School and to the Wilkinsburg Tigers. Tonight's graduation, these graduates will join the legacy of more than 100 years of graduates from this high school. I am confident as they leave Wilkinsburg High School, they will have many fond memories of their years here. They will remember the many people who impacted their lives while attending school. Their teachers, principals, office workers, the lunch ladies, the custodians, and the crossing guards. All of these individuals and many more have provided significant opportunities for their growth and learning. As you receive your diplomas tonight, remember the important part that you will have on somebody's life in the future. I have a favorite book written by Robert Fulghum, published some 25 years ago. It's called All I Ever Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. This book provides many simple lessons to be used in life. I would like to leave you with these thoughts from Mr. Fulgham. Without realizing it, we fill important places in each other's lives. It's that way with the guy at the corner store, the mechanic at the local garage, the family doctor, teachers, neighbors, co-workers. Good people who are always there, who can be relied upon in small, important ways. People who teach us, bless us, encourage us, support us, uplift us in the dailiness of life. We never tell them. I don't know why, but we don't. And of course, we fill that role ourselves. There are those who depend on us, watch us, learn from us, take from us, and we never know. You may never have proven your importance, but you are more important than you think. There are always those who couldn't do without you. The rub is that you don't always know who. And tonight, graduates, I want to say to you, as I introduce our special guests and recognize them, these are people within our community who have had an impact on you and everybody here in this auditorium. At this time, I'd like to ask individuals to stand and be recognized as I introduce them. First of all, State Representative Edward Gainey. And his Chief of Staff, Mr. Melvin Hubbard L. Representative Gainey has a personalized letter and certificate which we will present when the diplomas are presented for each of the seniors, recognizing their achievements. And we really appreciate that recognition of these young people and all that they have done. Also with us is Mr. DeWitt Walton, who is the District 10 Council Representative for Allegheny County Council. From the Wilkinsburg School District Hall of Fame. And if you don't know about that, I would recommend that you, tonight during the reception, you walk down this main corridor right across from the office, and you'll see pictures of several individuals who are there, who graduated from Wilkinsburg and are in that Hall of Fame. First of all is Mayor John Thompson, Wilkinsburg Mayor, class of 1972. Miss Valerie McDonald Roberts. She is the Chief Urban Affairs Officer in the Office of Mayor William Paduno. And Mr. James E. Richard, who is a retired tax collector and former school board member.
Okay.
And he is of the class of 1946. We also have with us tonight members of the Wilkinsburg Borough Council. And I would like to introduce each of these, and please stand to be recognized. Miss Marita Garrett. Miss Kate Branneman. Miss Pamela Macklin. Miss Vanessa McCarthy Johnson. Mr. Michael Rose. Miss Paige Trice. and the president of the Wilkinsburg Borough Council, Mr. Patrick Shattuck. We have from the Wilkinsburg Community Development Corporation, Ms. Tracy Evans, the executive director of this vital organization. And also Ms. Marley Gallagher, communications and outreach coordinator. And then there are two special individuals that I have the privilege of working with every day and have been here for some period of time. First of all is Dr. Dan Matsuk, who Dr. Matsuk is our Wilkinsburg Westinghouse Educational Partnership liaison, and he has done a Herculean job since he's taken that role in January and working in cooperation with the Pittsburgh Public Schools and the Wilkinsburg School District to make the transition for our students here a good one for next year. And next is my right hand in the office, in the business office, Mr. Rick Liberto, Director of Finance and Business Operations. I certainly want to extend our appreciation for all of you to take your time out of all of your busy schedules to be here tonight as we recognize this wonderful group of graduates. And I've got to tell you, this is not on my script, but last Thursday night, my wife and I went to the prom at the Sheraton. And I've got to tell you, I was proud of these young people. They had a great time. They were classy. They were wonderfully dressed, and they had a wonderful time. They were absolutely, I was proud of them as to be the superintendent of this school district, because I've been around and seen a lot of students, and these guys and these girls were fantastic. At this time, I would like to introduce the president of the Board of School Directors, Mr. Edward Donovan, to introduce the members of the Board of School Directors here tonight.
I see our friend and tremendous supporter of everything we're doing in this district, Mr. Leon Haynes, in the audience. And Leon, I'd like to recognize you. I can't tell you the number of ways in which Leon has been supportive of me personally on the board and everybody on the board and everything that we're trying to do. So thank you for being here. So ladies and gentlemen, parents and guardians and friends and esteemed guests, and most of all, you guys. There are 500 school districts in Pennsylvania. Some of them are really large. Some of them have as many students as our whole town has residents. And some of them are not that large. Altogether, those school districts spend $26 billion a year on education, which is a huge sum of money. One thing that they all have in common is that they're governed by a board of school directors who are elected by the people and responsible for making sure that the school district carries out its duties. I don't know about the rest of those boards. I'm sure that you would think that large, rich districts don't have any problems, and you would think that small districts, our problems would be easy to solve. It's actually kind of the opposite. And our board has to work very, very hard with the amount of money that we have to do the very best that we can. And I'm proud of every single person on the board. You don't get paid to be on the school board. We don't even get reimbursed for our expenses. It costs us money to be on the school board. So that's the kind of a person who searches in their heart and decides, I want to do something for my community, so I'm going to stick my neck out and run for office and maybe get elected and make really hard decisions, harder than you ever thought you were going to have to face. I would put our board up against any board anywhere in Pennsylvania for their dedication and their quality